Hey guys, welcome to a recap of Big Brother. I wanted to always do that, but I it's cheesy, but I wanted to do that because I feel like this episode was super dramatic, super theatrical, and it's all because of Hisam. I feel like Hisam is really making this show interesting because his face was super mad. Episode 9, I'm gonna have to title you, "Oh, you mad? No, you big mad," but I'm here for the tea, here for the juice because Hisam is making us have something interesting to watch. So, where we last left off, the bye bye bitches, okay? They have a plan to get rid of Hisam. So Valisha, she is the head of household and she is feeling this power, but she's not so abusive, but she's like a little bit getting too into the role because it's only temporary. Next week is not going to be you anymore. So everyone is trying to get their one-on-one talk conversation to Valisha to kind of have a feel of what should happen, what should go down. Now, remember who's on the chopping block right now. It is Jag, who is not feeling this role, even though, he feels that he has the votes, his handfuls will support him over Cameron. He's not feeling this role. And Cameron, he's been the pawn this whole time. This is his second time being the pawn, and I know he's tired. And he really, really, really wants to get Hisam out. So he is not feeling this whatsoever. But there seems to be a united mission to get rid of Hisam. Okay, so this is a very interesting episode because I feel like this strategy could either go through or fail. Now, everyone is super confident that Hisam will be successfully backdoored and that everyone is in agreement of getting rid of Hisam. But Valencia lets us know that the one person who does not know about this backdoor situation is Red. And for some reason, they didn't tell Red because they felt like he would not be in agreement of backdooring Hisam. But I also get a sense that, him being left out of this decision, you have to think for yourself that where do that make you rank within that alliance? Obviously, in the bottom, if they don't even confer with you about what is the decision that should be made as a group, as a whole. So, knowing that Red doesn't know this piece of information, I'm like, oh my gosh, will this go through? How would he, even if this was successful, what would Red think? How will this impact the professor's alliance? Because it's going to be impacted regardless, okay? But y'all, let's get into this because they have a veto competition, and everyone in the house is hoping that Hisam does not participate in this veto competition. And even Hisam doesn't want to compete in this competition because he doesn't want to create a target on his back. So for him, he's probably sitting on positive vibes of not being picked, and everyone in the house as well is putting out the vibes for him not to be picked. Luckily, he was not selected to participate in this veto competition. Of course, we have Alicia participating, Jag, Cameron, but we also have Red participating, and also Izzy was participating in the veto competition. Now, for Hisam, this is pretty good because he sees that a good majority of the Professor Alliance are participating in this veto competition. So he has a good chance, that the voting block will stay supposedly the same. But we know that, the professors have all other alternatives. As it goes for Red, it's good that he's participating. But this is really good specifically for Cameron because remember, do not forget that Red and Cameron, they came in as the outsiders pretty much, country boys, they have these alliance and they seem to be very loyal to each other. So loyal that Cameron, he spilled some tea. Now, I didn't see this coming. And I completely forgot about this because their alliance is not too much out there. It's undercover as it should be. So Cameron fills in Red about what's the game plan. The bigger picture is actually to get out Hisam and backdoor Hisam. Now, Red knows how to keep a poker face, and he pretty much brings in Cameron into the situation and informs Cameron that there is an alliance in the Big Brother house. And he calls them by name the professors, and he lists off everyone who's on this alliance, and Cameron is just looking and he's just taking in that information, and I'm like, oh my god, we're gonna have a beginning of an end. It's gonna get really messy after this. So hopefully, for my entertainment, I hope it gets messy. But Cameron, he's intrigued by this information, and Red makes it clear that, getting rid of Hyson would be good because then for some reason, he feels like Cameron can come into the Professor's alliance. But I don't think you could make that judgment call so soon, Red. And I feel like this is going to get really interesting and how that will go over for the professors. So, Red, he goes over and has a talk with Alicia and pretend to throw some names out there randomly, and he tests Valicia whether or not she will come clean to tell what's really going on. And, Valicia, she picks on very quickly because the questions he's asking makes it very clear that he understands that something is going on and he's not being privy to. So Valicia throws the idea that Hisam is going to be backdoored, and how does Red feel about this? Now, Red is very smart to answer this very smartly in a way that doesn't go against what the professors want. So he answers in agreement and say, yeah, that's okay, that's fine. And so that is such a relief for Valicia, but it tells Red all he needs to know, that the professors are doing things without him having knowledge of, and that's kind of scary and that's awful. So we have a whole veto competition, and you thought the slime was done. No, it's not. This veto competition is surrounded with slime. It gets really messy, as I said. Super messy. But that's what we want. We want the messy BS. Give us the mess. So the competition is pretty much the house guests have to crawl through the slime, cluck like a chicken, and take the egg and bring it back under the slime again and put it in their basket. And they have to collect 12 eggs, making it a dozen. So I'm looking at this challenge, and at first, Red looked like he was hustling, he was moving, but then he started to slow down, honey. He started to slow down. And when it came to Valicia, oh my God, this challenge was not for her. I was like, wow. I'm looking at Hisam's face, and he's like so like frustrated. He's like, this team gotta do something, gotta, do their part. But ultimately at the end, Jag was the one who won. And wow, this is really good for Jag because Jag really wanted to get this veto competition win so he could remove himself off the block to secure that he is safe, because he is not in the business of being a pawn, okay? So Jag is the winner of the veto competition. And Hisam is still not worried. Hisam, he's worried, but he's not that worried. So Hisam, he goes and have a talk with Alicia, and he throws and pushes for Matt. He goes hard for Valicia to push for him, to put Matt into the chopping block. Okay, and now Valicia, she's listening, she's hearing, but she's not really taking what Hisam got to say. Right now, she's just trying to keep the peace of Hisam for up until the very end. Now, Hisam, he does this thing which was quite kind of cruel. He pretty much says, because Valicia wanted to put in Blue, suggest Blue, but for some reason, Hisam feels like Blue is not a threat. At this moment, at this time, Blue hasn't been a threat, but she could be a threat, okay? So, Hisam, he pushes for Matt, saying Matt is the king. We should get out the king and not with the knights. Leave the knights for now. Let's address and chop off the king. And so Valicia goes and runs and tells that to Matt. And Matt is not feeling that. Okay. Our cutie patootie said, nah, ain't not gonna be me. So at the end of this, we see that Valicia used Hisam's words against him and lets him know that now he is on the chopping block. His face, when they told him that he was in the block, he was big mad. He was livid. He was that silent mad, which is even scarier, because I wonder what he's gonna do next, because Heisen lets us know that don't count him out. He has another thing coming for this house, and he ain't gonna go down without a fight. He is not like Miss Riley. Okay, Miss Riley went down with no fight, no nothing, which I feel like, that's not cool. When you come to the big brother's house, you want to go out. So I'm happy that Heisem is here to get messy. And I'm wondering and curious what he's going to do. I feel like, my opinion, is that he's going to convince the handfuls to save him. Get rid of Cameron, because obviously Cameron is not winning anything. And that's going to piss off Red. Um, but he's gonna show and push to say that he's someone that you want on your on their side, and that he'll do everything for what it takes to take out the professors. And I feel like he's gonna call out the alliance, the professors. So that's gonna leave it as it's interesting situation, because when you look at it, who do we have? We have America, Blue. Cameron is on the handful, but I don't think he's one of the top people that they care for keeping, because just the other week, Jag was willing to let Cameron go for Riley. Okay. So Corey, I think he's part of the handful too as well. Corey, maybe not, but let's not count Corey for now. And then we have Jared, Matt, a part of the handfuls. So we have close, if they wanted to add numbers to split it, because next week, what's going to happen, y'all? Who do you think the professor is going to come for next? So I think this is going to be a great opportunity for the handfuls to recruit Hisam, because he has been winning. Will Matt vote to keep Hisam? I don't know. I think after hearing that he wanted to get rid of him, I don't think he's going to give him the vote. But I can see that there'd be a small possibility that the handfuls want to keep Hisam, keep him as public enemy number one, and try to separate and take down the Professor's Alliance. So I think that could be a really good, interesting strategy to move forward with. But y'all, I don't know. Hisam, make it interesting for me, because it's a little bit boring in the house, but make it make work, okay? But y'all, I was here for this showmance that we're getting now with Jared. Jared lately and Blue lately have been booed up, and everyone in the house sees it so clearly, to the point where it is annoying Mama Siri. Mama Siri wants this to be done and over with, because they have things to do, money to make. So I feel like I'm curious to see how that dynamic, this showmance between Blue and Jared's gonna impact Siri's game, or how it's gonna impact Jared's game, period, because the hands full hasn't been looking too good. I do think they need a recruit, and Hisam is that guy to replace Cameron, because Hisam has been winning. And I do not see Hisam, after possibly being backdoored by the professors, him working again with the professors. Because first of all, he was carrying the professors for quite some time. And so I feel like the hands full needing, an older person in their group, I think they'll be super successful. I think they will do well with it. So I do think it's a possibility that Cameron may be going home. I would live for it, but who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? But finally, things are getting interesting, and we are going to see strategies being revealed. Okay, so tonight we have a new episode of Big Brother, and it's gonna go down all the votes. So we'll see, and of course, I'll be here to recap the whole episode. So guys, let me know what you guys think. Who's gonna be eliminated? Do you really think Heisem's gonna be eliminated? I honestly speaking, I do not want him to go, because I live for a villain. The villain makes the show a little interesting. So I would be happy for Cameron to actually leave. I'm sorry. And Hisam stay. So I'm rooting for you, Hisam. Go Bellens. I want to know what you guys think. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate every one of you for taking the time to watch these recaps and to support this channel. Much love, and I'll talk to you guys soon, especially down in these comments. So leave me a comment and we'll be in talks. Bye.